Have you ever felt so overwhelmed that words simply won't come out? Life, with its trials, can leave us voiceless and drained. It is in these moments that our hearts cry out, even when we cannot find the right words. The presence we seek becomes essential, for it is in this presence that we find comfort and strength to move forward. In Romans 8, verse 26, we are reminded that even in our weakness, the Spirit intercedes for us with groans that cannot be expressed. This shows us that even amid silence, there is a deep dialogue happening, where our pains and longings are heard. Today I invite you to reflect on the importance of opening your heart. Even when communication seems difficult, let us prepare for a moment of prayer, where we can lay down our vulnerabilities and seek that loving presence that surrounds us. It is in this sacred space that we find peace and renewal, allowing the love that encompasses us to strengthen us with every step we take. Lord, in this moment of reflection, I come to you with an open heart full of gratitude. I acknowledge that many times words fail to express the depth of what I feel, yet I know you are present, hearing every cry that rises from within me. I am thankful for your constant companionship, which strengthens me amid trials and makes me feel that I am never alone. You know my fragility and my insecurities. In moments of pain and struggle, when tears become my only comfort, I remember that I can count on you. It is in this place of vulnerability that I find solace, for I know that your presence is an anchor for my soul. Thank you for this strength that sustains me, even when I cannot express myself. Today I lay before you my worries and fears. I recognize that I am dependent on your love and grace. Without you, I cannot move forward. I am grateful for each day that I feel your touch. For every moment I realize that you are by my side, guiding my steps and lighting my path. I ask that in every tear I shed I may feel your closeness. May every groan of my heart become a silent prayer that reaches you. Help me to trust that, even when words fail, my spirit communicates with you. May I understand that, in this silence, you are at work in my life, shaping me and strengthening me. I want to serve you, and even if that means facing difficult moments, I know I will be with you. Thank you for reminding me that pain is not in vain, but an opportunity to grow and draw closer to you. May my life be a testimony of your love, even in difficulties. Today I surrender to you each of my struggles, every challenge that weighs upon me. May I find peace in knowing that even when I cannot speak, you are here, listening and caring for me. May I always seek your presence, even in the darkest hours, and that, through my vulnerability, I may find the strength that comes from you. I am grateful for every moment when I feel your hand lifting me up. May my gratitude never cease, and may I always remember that, amidst my weaknesses, you are my strength. May my heart always cry out for you, for I know you will be by my side, giving me the courage I need to face any storm. The passage I would like to share today is found in Paul's letter to the Romans, chapter 8, verse 26. It reminds us that even in our moments of weakness, the Spirit intercedes for us with groans that cannot be expressed. In this verse, we find a profound truth. In the silence of pain and struggle, there is a powerful link between us and the Creator. Even when we cannot articulate our concerns, we know that we are heard. Reflecting on this passage, I realize that often I feel lost for words in the face of life's difficulties. The tribulations can be so intense that it seems I cannot express what I truly feel. However, this promise that the Spirit intercedes for me is an immense comfort. He understands the longings of my heart, even when my tears fail to tell my story. In the routine of daily life, it is common to encounter situations that overwhelm us. Moments of sadness, anxiety, or despair can leave us feeling directionless. Nevertheless, knowing that in my weakness there is a strength calling out for me brings a new perspective. The loving presence of the Holy Spirit surrounds me and gives me the courage to face each challenge, even when I feel incapable. The verse also teaches me about the importance of vulnerability. By acknowledging that I do not have all the answers, I open space for the divine to act in my life. Instead of trying to carry the weight of my worries alone, I can hand them over with confidence. This allows me to experience the peace that comes from knowing I am not alone on this journey. Thus, as I face struggles, I remind myself that I do not need to have all the answers or perfect words. In every groan of my heart, there is a direct connection to the love that sustains me. This truth encourages me to seek the divine presence in every moment, even when everything seems confusing. May I always remember that in my fragility, I'm invited to trust in the strength that comes from a greater love. Therefore, as I navigate the challenges of life, may I lean on this certainty. Even when words fail me, the Spirit is at work, interceding for me. May this hope propel me to continue my journey and seek the presence that transforms, heals, and renews. May every tear I shed be a sign that I am surrendering to the love that surrounds me, allowing Him to work in me and strengthen me. Have you ever found yourself in a moment when the pain felt so intense that words were not enough? How many times have you felt alone, even surrounded by people? It is in those moments that human frailty becomes evident, and tears may become the only form of expression. What do you do when words fail and the need for comfort becomes urgent? Remember, you are not alone. In the silence, there is a love that envelops you and listens, even when all you can do is groan. Think of a time when you felt completely lost. How did you cope with it? Often what we need is simply to allow ourselves to feel without fear of appearing vulnerable. By opening our hearts, difficulties can be transformed into a space of surrender and trust. You know, it is normal to feel weak and needy. The beauty lies in recognizing that fragility and seeking support. How have you cultivated that connection in your life? Is it through prayer, reflection, or the simple act of silencing yourself and listening to what comes from within? If you could describe your struggle right now, what would you say? It's important to remember that, even in the darkest hours, there is a presence that does not abandon you. The feeling that there are no words to express the pain is understandable, but know that each tear tells a story, and every groan of the heart is heard. Do you allow yourself to be embraced by this loving presence? Vulnerability is a path to strength, enabling you to draw even closer to the peace that comes from above. What if, instead of fearing the pain, you saw it as an opportunity for growth? What would it be like if, instead of avoiding suffering, you sought to understand what it can teach? As you reflect on this, allow yourself to experience the transformation that comes from surrendering your struggles. Are you willing to trust that, even when everything seems darkly confusing, there is a light that can guide you? May this reflection open your heart and lead you to a place of peace, where you recognize that, even in pain, there is always hope. In moments of pain and uncertainty, we often find inspiration in biblical stories that show us the strength of divine presence. One such story is that of a woman named Hannah, who stands out for her vulnerability and faith. Hannah deeply desired to be a mother, but faced the pain of infertility. In a time of anguish, she went to the temple, where, in a silent plea, she poured out her heart before the Lord. Her expression of despair did not translate into eloquent words, but into tears and groans that echoed her need. In the first book of Samuel, chapter 1, verse 10, we read that Hannah, in bitterness of soul, prayed to the Lord and wept in anguish. This scene is a powerful reminder that, even in our fragility, we can surrender ourselves to God. What Hannah did was seek the presence of the Lord in a moment of desperation. Her vulnerability became a channel for divine intervention, and she received the answer to her cry, giving birth to Samuel, one of the great prophets of Israel. Hannah's story teaches us about the importance of being transparent in our struggles. When we feel at a loss for words, like her, we can simply present ourselves before God and allow our tears to speak for us. Hannah was not concerned with crafting a perfect prayer. She simply allowed herself to be carried away by her pain, and in doing so, found comfort and hope. Today we are invited to reflect on how we deal with our own struggles. Just like Hannah, we can approach the Lord with an open heart, acknowledging our dependence on Him. By sharing our pain, even through tears, we can experience the peace that comes from knowing we are not alone, that He hears us and cares about every groan of our heart. Seeing the answer to Hannah's prayer encourages us to trust that divine presence is always by our side, even when words fail us. May we, like Hannah, seek this closeness, allowing our vulnerabilities to transform into experiences of faith and renewal. Lord, in this moment of surrender, I come to You with my vulnerability exposed. I recognize that amidst difficulties and tribulations, I often feel weak and directionless. I ask that You look upon my heart, which cries out for Your help. I feel overwhelmed, and even when words escape me, I know that Your ears are attentive to my groaning. I ask for strength to endure the struggles I face, so that I may find peace in the midst of the storm. May your love envelop me, bringing comfort and renewal. Help me to surrender my worries, to trust that even when I don't understand what is happening, you are in control of all things. Allow me to feel your presence by my side, guiding and sustaining me in every step. Sometimes the pain is so intense that it feels unbearable. May I find in you the refuge I so desperately need. I ask for wisdom to deal with the situations that trouble me, and patience to endure the adversities. May I not become discouraged, even when the journey becomes difficult. Help me to remember that, even in the darkest hours, your light can shine within me. May each tear I shed be a sign of surrender, a recognition that I need you. Lord, transform my pain into learning. Help me see difficulties as opportunities for growth and closer connection with you. Grant me the grace to accept what I cannot change and the courage to face the challenges that arise. May I always seek your presence, even when it feels like there are no words to express what I feel. In this moment, I surrender to you all my struggles, worries, and fears. May the certainty that you are by my side strengthen me and encourage me to move forward. May I feel your hand lifting me up, even when the journey seems heavy. With each step, may I sense that even in silence you are at work in my life, bringing hope and renewal. Today I would like to propose a spiritual challenge that can transform your routine and bring more connection to what truly matters. Throughout the next week, set aside a daily moment, even if brief, to step away from distractions and silence your heart. Use this time to surrender to God, even when words seem inadequate. Let your spirit speak through groans and tears, acknowledging your dependence on Him. In each of these moments, focus on surrendering your worries and longings. You can write in a journal, expressing your struggles, or simply sit in silence, listening to the whispers of hope that come from Him. Allow yourself to feel the loving presence that surrounds you, even when there are no words. Remember that every tear and every groan is heard and has a purpose. At the end of this week, reflect on the changes you felt in your heart. How did this practice affect your perspective in the face of difficulties? May this experience remind you that, even in fragility, there is strength and comfort in the presence that accompanies you. As we reach the end of this moment of reflection, it is essential to remember that, even in the most challenging hours, we are not alone. The presence we seek becomes evident, especially when words fail and the heart cries out. Every tear, every groan, transforms into a powerful link with the one who listens to us and loves us. It is in this space of vulnerability that we find strength and renewal, knowing that human fragility invites us to draw even closer to Him. May the certainty that you are heard and loved bring peace to your heart. As you face difficulties, remember that every step taken in faith is an act of courage. You are strong, even when you don't feel that way, and your worth is not defined by the struggles you face, but by the light that dwells in you. May the serenity that comes from trusting in the divine presence envelop you, guiding your daily journey. At this moment, I invite you to receive a special blessing. May the peace that surpasses all understanding guard your heart and mind. May you feel the loving closeness of the one who is always by your side, supporting you in every challenge. As you walk through life, may your faith be renewed daily, and may you find comfort in the small things, knowing that there is always hope, even in the most difficult situations. Now I would like to leave you with a question. What can you do today to cultivate a deeper connection with the presence that accompanies you? Think about it, and seek a moment of surrender and trust in your life. If you felt touched by this message, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content that strengthens your faith and encourages your heart. Thank you very much for being with us today. May God bless you and strengthen you always. See you soon.